Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Harakah Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well, and Shalom to the brothers doing the work sharing truth. Yeah, you had an incident like from last night, and then you kind of saw it, be dealt with over the course of the morning. You had in Poland a missile, a Soviet-made missile land in Poland, and two people died. So when the initial reports were going out, they were saying it was a Russian missile, that struck Poland, and then more or less everyone was kind of saying like, "Yo, World War III is kicking off," which, hey, if that's what went down, then likely shit's gonna pop off in regards to that. But now, yeah. Well, I'll read it. So this is on Reuters, whatever it is. It says fears of war spillover ease after NATO. It says missile on Poland was Ukrainian stray. So it says a missile that crashed inside Poland was probably a stray fired by Ukraine's air defenses and not a Russian strike. Poland and military alliance NATO said on Wednesday, easing international fears that the war could spill across the border. And once it does, it's a wrap, because once one NATO state is in a conflict, then basically everyone has to be wrapped. That's World War III popping off, because everyone's involved. Nevertheless, NATO's chief said that Moscow, not Kiev, was still to blame for starting the war in the first place, with its February invasion and launching scores of missiles on Tuesday that triggered Ukrainian defenses. And that was kind of when I saw afterwards, they said it was Ukrainian. I was thinking it probably is one of them defense missiles that they shot that just kind of, didn't quite land where it was going, or could have been a Russian missile, but I don't know. The way everyone's, even if it was, that's not being dealt with in the slightest. So NATO's so NATO ambassadors held emergency talks to respond to Tuesday's blast. They killed two people at a grain facility in Poland near the Ukrainian border, the war's first deadly extension into the territory of the Western Alliance. And that's the thing as well, is you basically now have NATO where blood's been drawn. So if there is, escalation, there's not, there's going to be far less complaints. And I think off the back of this, Joe Biden pushed through like 300 billion, I think. 300 billion odd, of support for Ukraine. So it's wild how quick, this thing basically can escalate at the drop of a hat. And that's really what, it's looking like can easily happen. I read this, Joel 3:9. It says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war, wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves, and come all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Most High. Let the heathen be wakened, and come up to the valley of Yahweh Shabbat. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. And this is what we have essentially, coming to a boil. Because you've had, the front's been moving all over Russia. And I remember it was during the day before, this incident popped off. There was a bunch of missiles getting shot from Russia, essentially into I think a couple of cities, like maybe 3 or 4 cities. So the missiles spilling over, then it's like, and that's the thing. If it is a Russian missile, then shit can pop off at the drop of a hat. That's kind of the justification there to then have, anyone from NATO kind of get involved. So it says, from the information that we and our allies have, it was an S-300 rocket made in the Soviet Union, an old rocket, and there is no evidence that it was launched by the Russian side. So yeah, it was this. This is. I saw this in the morning. I was like, sounds like something fishy going on. Because you had the Polish president basically dead in it, and that more or less is dead in like further escalation as far as Poland sending out troops, Poland getting involved, which then would mean the rest of NATO's getting involved. It says it's highly probable that it was fired by Ukrainian anti-aircraft defense. Stoltenberg also said it was likely to have been a Ukrainian air defense missile. Earlier, US President Joe Biden had said the trajectory suggested the missile was unlikely to have been unleashed from Russia. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky demurred, saying, "I have no doubt that it's not our missile. That was not our missile." So yeah, Zelensky. That's the other funny thing, because as soon as the missile landed, and this is why it sounds like it's more. It seems like he's basically trying to draw them in. Because what does it say? He's basically said like it was a Russian missile, and then from still till now it's saying it's a Russian missile. But it's known they both use like Soviet gear, tanks, missiles, rifles and whatnot. They basically both use the same gear, so it's not even that black and white to know what's going on. But that's the confusion, and that can be utilized. I have no doubt it's not a missile. He said it was basically okay. Yeah, he said he had based his conclusion on reports from Ukraine's military, which he cannot but trust. He gave no evidence for his position, while saying he believed Ukraine should already have been given access to the site of the explosion, as Kiev had the right to be there. Yeah, I don't know, but I don't know what the fuck that shit means. It says, the incident occurred while Russia was firing scores of missiles at cities across Ukraine, targeting its energy grid. Yeah, I think there was blackouts as well from the day before. There was a few towns that had power taken out. But yeah, Kiev said it shot down most of the incoming Russian missiles with its own air defense systems. Ukraine's Volyn region just across the border from Poland was one of many Ukraine said was targeted. So yeah, there might be more to it. We'll see. We'll see how it shakes down. Doesn't look like they're gonna kind of, take it up. But that small period of time where they're saying it's a Russian missile, all you're seeing was people saying, "Yo, is this it? Is World War III coming?" Because why? The shit's gonna come in at the drop of a hat, man. It's gonna come in swiftly, and it's gonna escalate. Because as far as same thing with what's going down in Ukraine, people were like, "Oh yeah, it's gonna be quick. It's gonna be easy. It's Russia's gonna go in and blow them to high heaven." But then lo and behold, what went down? It's dragged out. So we'll see. But what people expect, that that don't mean shit. This is all happening through the spirit. As far as for the why things haven't escalated further, it's because why you have the angels holding back the four wings. But this is all through the spirit, because it's all about the elect. So 1 Thessalonians 5:3 it says, "For when they shall say, peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape." So yeah, when they're thinking everything's cool, everything's blessed up, people are thinking about Christmas holidays and New Year's. They might be going on holiday somewhere. They might be thinking, they're planning nights out. They're trying to have fun. They're trying to have a good time. They're trying to chill. All that is what? It's, they're gonna get caught with their pants down, because as far as most people are, like, they're thinking about 5-10 years down the line. They're talking about things like, oh, I can't wait to see X, Y, Z in 5 years. They got investments. They're thinking, oh, I might be able to pay off this house, then I'll buy a new one. We'll see where the market goes, then I might invest in this. They're thinking, okay, I need to worry about my retirement fund. These guys are seeing the future, but they don't know. It can all go at the drop of a hat. Because when we deal with this war, what's the nature of it? Isaiah 9:5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. And that's how the wars before been fought. Whether the sword, bows and arrows, spears, chariots, horses, cavaliers, even with, muskets, machine guns, M40s, was it Thompsons? Those things, what? When it when you get up to this this common war, this final woe, that third woe, it's going to be what? But this shall be a burning and fuel of fire. So this one's going to be about the nukes, about the missiles, and that's why it has everyone on edge. That's why this is being looked at. That's why it's the focal point. Any little spark, people are looking at it like, oh shit. Because when it goes nuclear, it's going to be peak. People are not expecting it. But it's through the spirit. The missiles have been crafted with a purpose, man. They were, the inspiration was put on the men. Inspiration was put on the men, basically. To what? To craft those for the sake of this destruction. So yeah, it's everyone's on edge. But that escalation is coming, man. As well as the other prophecies, man. That charagma, that mark, man. These things are going to come through, and hey, people are going to jump on it. But yeah, I'll leave you there. Shalom. Yabashim Yishab Shem Kokadash Shalom.